In the headlines, Governor El-Rufai visits victims of Abuja-Kaduna train attack. House of Representatives summons security chiefs over attacks on train and airport. Rabi Kwankwaso dumps PDP ahead of National Convention of NNPP. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine offers to adopt neutral status as Macron prepares to speak with Putin. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Now the news in full. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, with heads of security agencies in the state, visits 44 Army Reference Hospital and St. John Hospital to see some of the citizens that were injured during the attack on the Kaduna-Abuja train on Monday. El-Rufai sympathized with former Zamfara State Deputy Governor Ibrahim Wakala, who sustained gunshot wounds and is responding to treatment. The state government said a concerted effort has been made to account for all persons that were on the train. The governor announced on his official Facebook page that the Kaduna Emergency Management Agency will shortly announce phone numbers that families can contact for inquiries or to provide information on passengers. Meanwhile, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya has ordered troops to hunt down terrorists who attacked the Abuja-Kaduna bound train on Monday night. General Yahya, accompanied by some principal staff officers of the Army headquarters and the General Officer commanding 1 division, gave the order when he visited the scene of the Kaduna-Abuja train attack on Tuesday. The Army boss said the troops must intensify search and rescue operations, which have been ongoing for many hours. He urged members of the surrounding communities and all Nigerians to continue to avail troops with credible information to enhance their operations across the country. Family of Managing Director of Bank of Agriculture, Alwan Hassan, says the man has been missing since bandits attacked the Abuja-Kaduna train on Monday. A nephew of the Managing Director, Bashir Abdul Hamid, told Trust TV that he boarded the train to Kaduna and the family has not heard from him since the attack. Abdul Hamid said family members are fervently praying for his return home safely. President Buhari appointed Alwan Hassan Managing Director of Bank of Agriculture in the year 2020. Daily Trust Kaduna Bureau Chief Lami Sadiq reports that so far 6 people have been confirmed killed from the attack, with others abducted.
There are fears that about 6 people may have been killed, with 20 others sustaining gunshot wounds and dozens of others abducted in what is considered as a daring attack by bandits on the Kaduna-Abuja rail line. A Kaduna-bound train which left Idu train station in the FCT around 6 p.m. on Monday was said to have hit explosive devices before it reached its final destination at the Rigasa train station in Kaduna. Eyewitnesses had claimed that the bandits had then encircled the damaged train and opened fire on passengers. They also forced their way into some of the coaches, including a VIP coach, where they shot at passengers and abducted as many as possible into waiting vehicles. A passenger in one of the train had confirmed to our correspondent that it took 2 hours for security agents to rescue the situation. He said a combined team of security agents led by the GOC for 1 division in Kaduna had engaged the bandits, which forced them to retreat with the abducted passengers. This is the second explosion on the Kaduna-Abuja rail line. It will be recalled that in October last year, similar attack was launched on the rail line, even though no fatalities was recorded at that time.
Meanwhile, a brother to one of the victims of the Kaduna-bound train attacked by bandits, Muhammad Barrow, shares his ordeal to Trust TV on the incident.
Yesterday night we called his number, but it was not going. Then he has 2 lines. Then we called the first one. The first one is not going, while the second one is going, but it's ringing. So his close aide, a friend to him, that they entered the train together. So he was able to pick the phone. So we asked him about our brother. He said, okay. He don't know where he is, but he left his phone here. Since that time, we have never ever reached him again. So we have been calling the line since yesterday, but nothing has been responded to him. I hear since there is no any update from the government because government have been spreading some information that we are not convinced of the information. So that is the reason why we come here, in order to know if there is any way out or any progress in regard to the incident. Because actually what the government is supposed to do is that let the government intervene. Even though we had that security personnel have intervened yesterday, so by this time around, the government should make a serious effort in order to know the casualties, the people that was being kidnapped, the people that are in the train or something of that nature. Let them come out with the list, comprehensive list, so that everybody should have a rest of mind. Because up to this moment, nothing we have had or nothing we hear from the government.
CHINELO MEGAFU, a medical doctor, had no premonition that the train will be attacked by bandits. On board the ill-fated train, when the bandits struck, Dr. MEGAFU tweeted calling for prayers after being shot. She said, "I'm on the train. I have been shot. Please pray for me." Colleagues continued to pay tribute after realizing that she did not survive the attack. And another victim of the bandits' attack on the train is the director with the National Board for Technical Education, MBTE, Abdu-Kofarmata. Kofarmata died from gunshots by the terrorists who attacked the Abuja-Kaduna passenger train on Monday night. Kano Focus reports the director did not survive the attack, as many are still missing, while some are at hospitals receiving treatment over injuries sustained. The deceased will be buried in Kano, as the funeral prayer will hold when his corpse arrives from Kaduna. Kofarmata held a MSc in Management, an MBA, and an SME diploma from Galilee in Israel. He is a member of the Nigeria Institute of Management and an associate member of the National Institute of Marketing. The late 55-year-old director is survived by a wife and 4 children. We will now join Sagir Ibrahim at the Idu train station in Abuja for an update on the ongoing rescue operations following the attack of a Kaduna-bound train on Monday evening.
The information we have so far is that following the attack of the Kaduna-bound train from Abuja last night, 2 trains had departed the Abuja station to help evacuate stranded passengers. Now, according to an update given to Trust TV by the president of the Nigerian Union of Railway Workers, Innocent Ajije, the second evacuation train had sustained a minor accident as a result of the damaged train tracks badly affected by the blast. Now, some station officials here at the Idu train station in Abuja told us that the first train had left for evacuation operations by 10 p.m. on Monday night, and the second had left by 2 a.m. on Tuesday morning. The officials also say that the Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, on Tuesday morning left through the Kubwa train station to Kaduna for an on-the-spot assessment of damage done. So far, an exact figure of casualties is yet to be released by the authorities, and also the train station remains deserted following the suspension of normal activities by the authorities due to the blast. Trust TV will remain on the spot to continue to give updates as they come. Sagir Ibrahim reporting.
Meanwhile, House of Representatives wants the security agencies to put together a task force to check and repel bandits' attack on the nation's airports and railways. This follows a motion of urgent national importance brought to you by Nolim Naji at plenary following recent incidents of terrorist attacks on the Kaduna International Airport and Abuja-Kaduna train within the space of 3 days. The report.
The 2 incidents occurred within a space of 3 days, and federal lawmakers do not find the development acceptable. Nolim Naji, member representing Nkanu East and West Federal Constituency of Anambra State, while debating the motion, said 12 persons were abducted by the terrorists that attacked the Kaduna International Airport on the 25th of March, with 1 person, a security personnel with the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, reportedly killed. This is despite efforts by the military to repel the attack, noting that if something drastic is not done urgently, it may embolden terrorists to attack more airports in the country.
If it happens in other places, if they start attacking our airports, the implication is that even the international airlines will stop coming to Nigeria. That's the implication, and the premium on our local airlines, the premium on their insurance will increase, will go up, and the implication is that the air tickets will double. Because once the payment on insurance goes up, the ticket will double. So that's why I'm asking that the leadership should come to our aid to see how we can solve this problem.
Lawmakers, while condemning the act, called for proactive action by security agencies through the setting up of a task force to man the nation's airports and railways.
We must present a very formidable front as a house to ensure that this thing do not happen again. And for it not to happen, somebody, somewhere, must be held responsible. It couldn't have just been ordinary that these people would drive through the city and come and challenge the security of our airports. For me, it is not only reprehensible, Honorable Speaker, sir, but a display of general ineptitude on the part of the security responsible for security in our airport.
Those who used to go to Kaduna by road became challenged because of kidnapping on Abuja-Kaduna road. And then thank God the railway came, the train came, Mr. Speaker, and they are being challenged today. Nigerian Railway Corporation had issued a statement that they are going to suspend the activities of the rail along that line. And Mr. Speaker, we were challenged some few days ago for us to have an infraction in the airport, which means that nowhere is safe. So, Mr. Speaker, if our roads are not safe, if our rails are not safe, and if our airport, which is the beginning point of our airways, are not safe, Mr. Speaker, then it calls for us to suspend everything political to begin to address the critical needs of Nigerians.
An amendment on the need to include the incident of the bombing of a train carrying over 970 passengers attacked near Rigasa Station, Kaduna, is also unanimously adopted. Following coordinated attacks on key transportation facilities in Kaduna State, the House of Representatives is inviting security chiefs for an emergency meeting to tackle the menace. Also invited are the Minister of Transportation, Minister of Aviation, and heads of affected agencies.
Meanwhile, bandits on Monday night invaded a village, Ungwambulus, in Zamandabo community, Atiap Chiefdom in Zangon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State, killing about 6 persons, injuring others, and setting houses as well as valuables ablaze. Daily Post reports that the bandits invaded the village in large numbers with sophisticated weapons while the villagers were asleep and started shooting sporadically, thereby causing the deaths of the victims. The villagers are worried that several attacks have gone unabated without the government coming up with concrete steps to bring the ugly incidents to an end, the unwanted killings and destruction of properties of the victims. And now a look at politics, where former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso has finally dumped the People's Democratic Party, PDP. A letter addressed to his ward chairman, Kwankwaso said because of some serious and irreconcilable differences, he has reached the conclusion that his continued stay in the PDP is untenable. Kwankwaso said he has withdrawn his membership from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, effective Tuesday, March 29th. Although Senator Kwankwaso did not explain where he will be going, it is believed that arrangements have been concluded for his defection to the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, which will hold its national convention in Abuja on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Kano State is begging former Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso to reconsider his intention of leaving the party. Speaking exclusively to Trust TV, State Chairman of the party, Shehu Sagagi, believes that losing Senator Kwankwaso may jeopardize the party's chances in the forthcoming 2023 elections. Trust TV correspondent Idris Tiprin reports that Kwankwaso is believed to have completed arrangements to move to the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP. The report.
Nearly 48 hours since the PDP gubernatorial candidate in Kano, Abba Kabir Yusuf, and top members of the Kwankwasia movement decamped to the New Nigeria People's Party. The People's Democratic Party in Kano is now assuming that the defection of Senator Kwankwaso may have been concluded.
So many people are urging Engineer Rabi Musa Kwankwaso to defect from the party. So my hope is that he remains in the party. And that's my prayer. And I would like the national leadership to assist me in this regard. Not even in Kano, even nationally. You see, as far as politics is concerned, Engineer Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is an icon. You have to give him that respect and you have to give him that right. But you see, as the chairman of the party, even the smallest member of the party, I would not like him to leave, not talk of a political giant like Kwankwaso. So, of course, I know and I pray that he stay in PDP.
A former Kano State Governor, one-time Senator, and a Defense Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Rabiu Kwankwaso is believed to be the most powerful and influential figure of the People's Democratic Party in Kano, whose defection may weaken the party's popularity at both state and national level.
In the Northwest, I know people are eager for him to leave so that they have a breathing space. And to me, where I'm saying it, as the chairman, my only plug is for PDP to succeed in the coming 2023 election. And I know I will have an uphill task if I'm competing against Kwankwaso. So I will need a more qualified candidate, robust, that can work hard, and prayer for us to succeed.
Rabiu Kwankwaso's decision to join the new Nigeria People's Party is believed to have been masterminded by disagreement in the party's leadership, especially at the Northwest zonal level, where Kwankwaso felt uncomfortable with the zoning arrangement.
Ambassador Kazauri has been the zonal chairman for 9 years. So definitely it is the turn of Kano. So the zonal chairman has to move to Kano. So we sat down and we agree as elders that each state leader will submit his nomination. And only one form is going to be purchased. And there is going to be affirmation only. But unknown to us here in Kano, when we are expecting to say, and I was agreed that all forms would be collected from Ambassador Kazauri as the zonal chairman then, outgoing zonal chairman. But unknown to us, somebody sent going to the national headquarters by a form for the zonal chairman contest. So that means only the position allocated to Kano will be contested. All the other 6 states is affirmation. So Kwankwaso, of course, asks, why if every state leader is allowed to bring his candidate without any question, why should someone do this to me?
Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso is yet to make any formal announcement concerning his planned defection from the PDP. But events within the last few days are indicators that the PDP in Kano is about to lose someone big. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, Kano ponds with killer instincts. This and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai with heads of security agencies in the state visit 44 Army Reference Hospital and St. Gerard Hospital to see some of the citizens that were injured during the attack on the Kaduna-Abuja train on Monday. And House of Representatives wants security agencies to put together a task force to check and repel bandits' attacks on the nation's airports and railways. Moving on to other stories now, stakeholders have called for better collaboration between the federal government and other stakeholders to curb the menace of human trafficking and illegal migration. The stakeholders made the call at a public awareness program on prevention action against trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants in Nigeria in Awka, Anambra State. They said the South-South, especially Edo State, has been the focus over the years due to the number of trafficking offences, but lately there has been an upsurge in the number of cases from the South-East. They noted that it is necessary to take the awareness campaign to the community level to tackle the foundation of the criminal enterprise. The sensitization program was organized by a joint team of network of civil society organizations against child trafficking, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, the International and Ibero-American Foundation for Administration and Public Policies.
Because for those who have managed to get the education, there are no jobs. Currently, Nigeria unemployment rate for young people is 33.3%, one of the highest in the world. Until and unless the government, working together with other stakeholders, bring up strategies to curb this menace, it will not end.
We can't do it alone. Collaboration is key in this fight. And every member of the society is a collaborator, is a stakeholder in this fight. Because this is a fight that involves, crime against humanity, against human beings. So if you are a human being, you should see this fight as your fight.
Nobody is saying you should not travel. But what they are saying is that don't get involved in trafficking. Don't get involved in irregular migration. It can lead to the end of your life. Most of us don't know that we are being trafficked, and that is one of the reasons why we are creating this awareness.
Most at times, the criminals has their way of upgrading themselves, so they change patterns almost all the time. So that's the importance of this sensitization, so that people will hear and get the right information. That is why we use the topic of preventing human trafficking and smuggle of migrants.
Stories of young boys drowning to death in ponds and open waters across many parts of Kano State have been a source of worry to many residents. In this special report, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril visits some of these ponds and reports that residents oftentimes use them for different purposes. His report.
It is difficult to imagine that this is anything but a swamp in the shadow of residential building across many parts of Kano metropolis.
We have many open water here in Kano. Within the metropolitan, we have Promise Open Water, which is located at Gorzo Road. We have Ramin Kalanzir, which is located at Mariri Bypass. We have Krosha Open Water, which is located at Sauna. We have Ruwan Dantata, which is located at Gunduawa Hadija Road. We have Ruwan Yandanko, which is located at Kumbotso local government area. We have Ruwan Yarraki, which is located at Bachirawa. Then last one we have Ruwan Italia, which is located at Kumbotso local government area.
These ponds where children pass time to swim are being used for sand mining, local fishing or stone excavation in some places. But it also kills people, most of whom are children.
I know this open water for many years, and it kills people on an annual basis. At least every year, 10 to 17 people died here. At lowest, we may record like 8 to 9 deaths. I know this place long before the water started killing people, because we do come here for sand excavation. Now there is a lot of water, but honestly it's killing people regularly, from 10 to 15. In fact, I had witnessed several incidents where dead bodies are recovered here.
Every now and then, Open waters in Kano claim the lives of mostly children like these ones, basically because there seems to be no one to stop people from going near such places. Kano State Fire Service is responsible for carrying out rescue operation whenever it happens.
We have attended open water cases. We attended 113 open water. Out of the 113, the number of people dead in that case is 98 people lost their life out of 113.
In some places, residents use these pond sites to dump refuse, while others like Fulani herdsmen do bring their animals to drink from it. Criminal gangs and drug dealers are believed to be using such places as hideouts.
Open waters like this one within the commercial city of Kano are many, and small children like this ones are coming here every day. There is no guards or gates to protect it, not even a sign to mark how dangerous this kind of places might be. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
And now a quick look at the foreign scene, where negotiators on Tuesday said Ukraine has proposed adopting a neutral status and a 15-year consultation period on the status of Russian-occupied Crimea, so long as a complete ceasefire with Russian forces is agreed. Russia's military claims it's fundamentally cut back offensive operations near Kyiv and Chernihiv in order to boost trust in talks between Moscow and Kyiv. The announcement comes after delegations from Kyiv and Moscow conclude face-to-face talks in Istanbul. President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukrainian forces have retaken control of Irpin, a key town located near the capital, Kyiv. Ukraine says it will resume civilian evacuations via humanitarian corridors after a one-day pause over security concerns. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron will speak with his counterpart Vladimir Putin later on Tuesday. And that wraps up Trust TV News update for this hour. Don't forget, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.